Happy Halloween!
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go, let's go! So, what are you gonna do today?
Today, we're gonna give you 5 tricks that you can hopefully turn into some treats.
Tip number 1, using black and white to fix bad exposure levels or color cast. Example 1. This photo was taken outside during the day with bad lighting. You will immediately notice that the image has harsh highlights and bad shadows. In some cases, you are able to save the photo through Photoshop and Lightroom. However, by changing the photo to black and white and adding a little bit of vignette can transform the shot into something more creative and interesting, rather than a poorly exposed shot. Example 2. This photo was taken downstairs with limited lighting. You can see that there are multiple color casts in this image. By changing this photo into black and white, it will create a more balanced color overall and gets rid of the color casts affecting the skin tones and the environment. By taking away color from a photo, it eliminates additional information which can create a negative space type of effect, which ultimately helps the viewers focus on the subject more.
So moving on to trick number 2. One way that you could kind of add creativity into an image is using gradients. So we took this image here and the image already itself kind of looks pretty good. We got some good contrast with the flowers here, with the book, but maybe we want to really emphasize that light coming in to try to give it more of a warm feeling. And one way we can do that is by using gradients. So in this one, we could really bring up the warmth of that light coming in because we really want that to be the focus of the image. It's that light coming in through that window. So by using gradients, let me just activate this here. You can see that there's a very natural looking fall off from this to this. And then in this corner, we want to make it a little bit cooler, a little bit desaturated because we know it's important to the image to create that contrast, but we really want to draw that focus into that right side of the image. So the way to do that is making your eyes kind of shift more to that warmth and making that left side kind of get lost in all of that. And the other way that this is very helpful is by having it be a gradient, it's a lot more even of a fall off, right? Like you can kind of tell that right here in the center, that's where that fall off is happening, but not really, right? It's kind of doing a nice even little blend versus if you're to just use a brush, it might be a little bit more abrupt of a change and start to look a little bit more natural. Trick number 3. This one is using Media Encoder, and Media Encoder, the treat that it's gonna give you is increased efficiency and productivity. Now, one of our clients is from an online ballet school. You can check out her channel here, one of these places. And she has multiple classes a week that really don't require a lot of crazy editing to them, just kind of really quick little cuts that need to happen. I'm not gonna show any of the footage here because she does have those as part of her class. So we have some stock footage that we got from Encoder. Or before using Encoder, I would just export directly from Premiere. So as you know, once you export from Premiere, you have to wait for it to finish before you can do anything else. Since I'm just doing very simple edits, I almost kind of do batches. And looking at the screen here as an example, that we got this one, when you go here, export, we'll keep all that the same. And instead of doing export, you're gonna go to Q. Now that's gonna open it up in Encoder. And now you're just gonna press the triangle here to start that queue, and it's gonna start doing that. Now I can go back to this, go on to the next video, make my edits, start that one, queue it again. And I think you get the idea. Once I kind of learned of doing this, it was a game changer for me, because now I'm not waiting for the longer videos to kind of finish exporting before I can make my edits. All right, moving on, trick number 4. This trick is called start with your hero shot. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of times when I'm editing video, you know, if we have multiple scenes or if I'm pulling stock footage from other places or just however I'm trying to set the story, there's always gonna be one scene within that story that is like what I would call the hero shot. It's the one that looks the most cinematic or that maybe where it is in relation to the music I'm using. It just creates all the feels, I guess. So we can have this clip where this guy is walking and then it kind of moves into these other people walking. And now here, this is what I would call the cinematic shot, right? It's a drone shot. Drone shots always look good. The coloring is good. Lighting is good. It's obviously like if there was music playing, that'd be that climax spot right there, right? Where the drop's happening and everything, right? And then you have like your kind of end climax. So if you look, all these other clips are kind of as far as the coloring goes, as far as the composition and everything else. They don't really describe like what you would consider like, oh yeah, that was a good video. That was cinematic. That's the shot. So by going here, I could make my edits to this one first, but this one's already pretty good, right? So it's nicely balanced, nicely lit. If I go to this one, it's like, okay, it's a little dull. Maybe I could add some saturation to this, maybe adjust the temperature a little bit, add some contrast. Same thing in this one, maybe up the shadows a little bit. And then on this one, changing the temperature as well. Just so that now I have reference for each one of these other scenes that I want to make too. Because a lot of times when, I guess starting it chronologically, if you're trying to just make an adjustment from like a color corrections perspective, you kind of get like lost in it, for myself at least, when making certain edits. So I'll start with my hero shot first as my reference, so I can always refer back to that to make the edits to the individual clips.
The hero shot is a great tip and advice to keep in mind whether you're editing photos or videos or both, because you'll always have a reference point and it will save you a lot of time rather than just going photo by photo. Scene change. Trick number 5, write a list. Writing a list, whether it's on your phone or on a piece of paper, has been a tremendous help for me. It has helped me prepare, organize, and visualize my thoughts before going into any shoot or event. Creating the shots list will translate into your equipment list, which ultimately will help you save energy and help you produce the best results for your clients.
Yeah, and a lot of those things translate into both kind of photo and video. And just to kind of add on, one other tip that's kind of a little bit more towards video, but I mean, you could use it for photo as well, is creating a storyboard. Storyboarding is really like just a visual version of a list, right? So you're saying this scene happens here, this scene happens here. It's gonna help make your day overall a little bit more productive. And I guess the photo version of that would kind of be like a mood board-ish a little bit. I know it's not as much of a list, but still kind of a gathering of thoughts, which is still gonna help you overall organize everything into, you know, the best product.
Yeah.
Make things more efficient and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
I think that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy those 5 tricks and hopefully you can turn them into treats. And we'll see you guys next month.
Yeah. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Peace.
Ooh, that's